Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whenever it is that you're watching this Facebook Live. Um, I just want to start today and ask myself to take a long, slow, deep breath. I'm going to be asking you to do this every one of these Facebook Live series. It is one of the simplest things that we can do to empower ourselves through this upheaval that we're experiencing, through this life as we have known it, like collapsing. And yet, even as life around us as we know it is changing, in upheaval, collapsing, um, you and I right now are fortunate to be able to breathe, to breathe, to breathe in that gift of life, that oxygen that's there for us. Let it fill us with life, and then we can exhale and release. Good morning, Janelle. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, Melissa. So glad you can be here. It seems so simple to just take a breath and exhale, and yet it's one of the most empowering things you can do right now. So let's together do it for just a few minutes here. I'm going to just invite you to take a slow breath in through your nose. Let that life fill your body. And then exhale, release, relax in your body just a bit more. And again, just breathe in, breathe in. And if you got all sorts of stuff swirling in your head, voices, etc., when you exhale, see if you can just let that all wash out with that exhale. Breathe in and scan your body and notice if there's any place where in your body you may be holding tension or tightness. And just fill those parts with that breath. And as you relax, as you release, just relax a bit more. Now, there's a lot of cultural conditioning that we have that says we shouldn't be relaxed. We should be tense, and we should be stressed, and we should be worried, and we should be anxious, and we should be afraid. And that doesn't help any of us. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help me. It doesn't help us to respond to it. Now, I know we're human, and I was having some heartbreaking conversations with people yesterday, and I know that this is a serious time, and many, many people are feeling afraid. Afraid in a way they've never felt before. I had some conversations with people who are in the high risk categories themselves, and they're afraid. Will they live through this? I had some conversations with people who they have elderly loved ones who are locked down in nursing homes and they can't see them, and they're afraid what's going to happen to them. Heck, yesterday I found out that my nephew and my godson, who is a doctor at Mayo, is on the front line at Mayo doing the testing, doing the screening, all of that. So it's easy to, I just got my printer, just wanted to update something. One moment, please. So it's really easy. There's reason to fear. But when we live in that fear, it doesn't help us respond to this situation at all. And in truth, it stresses our immune system and it makes us more susceptible to being sick. So I'm not asking you to deny your fear. I'm not asking you to pretend there's nothing to fear. I'm inviting you to find another path. And it begins by taking those breaths. So let me take a breath again myself and anchor, anchor, anchor. Good morning, Jenna. Alrighty. So the other path is a lot of what is running through the fear that people are experiencing can be summed up with these words. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. I don't know how I'm going to care for my loved one. I don't know. And for human beings, especially in the modern world, in our culture, not knowing what is going to happen is the scariest thing. In our world, we have confused knowing in our head what's going to happen and having plans and being in control, or so we think, with power. That's not power, my friends. This whole crisis that's happening, this whole pandemic, is shattering the illusions we've all been living under, myself included, of being in control. And I'm a control freak from the beginning. If you're one too, if you've been one too, give me a yes, give me a yay. And it's the out of controlness of it all, and with that feeling within ourselves, that creates so much fear. We've confused being in control and knowing what's going to happen and having our plans and our schedules and with power. That's not power. That's an illusion, and it's crumbling. Real power is how we respond to what's happening. I want to share with you 3 quotes that came to me in the middle of the night. They're from Viktor Frankl. If you do not know the story of Viktor Frankl survived 3 different concentration camps during Nazi Germany during World War II. And he came through it like amazingly emotionally and mentally unscarred. Not a bunch of trauma or anger or any of that. And his story is pretty phenomenal. But these are the 3 quotes that he spoke of his experience when he was going through those concentration camps that I think are relevant for us, that are the practice for us, and that we're going to practice together here in just a few moments. First, he said, now imagine this, he's a Jew in Nazi Germany in a concentration camp, where people around him, friends, family, etc., are dying, being killed, every second. And he said, everything can be taken from a man and a woman, but one thing, the last of human freedoms, and that is to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Choose. He also said, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. And 3, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and freedom. Powerful, huh? Yeah. So here's the thing. I know I've done it. You've probably done it too. I've looked at the Viktor Frankls and go, wow, that's amazing. He must be the superhuman being that he could do that. You're a superhuman being as well. We all have that capacity within us. And this situation that we are facing is calling upon us to claim it, to find our internal power, to, in that space between what's happening and our response, to choose it. So it's not like there's not reason to fear. It's just that for you and I right now, listening, doing this video, in this moment, in this very moment, there's not probably. See, our fear response is a well-worn survival instinct, and that serves us well. But what's happening for a lot of us is when we see the news, when we're hearing what's going on, when we're concerned with our loved ones, we go into worry, we go into anxiety, we go into what my coach Pat calls awfulizing, and going down the rabbit hole of what could happen next week or next month or 3 months from now, or what, like that. And that takes, now we're in fear of our own creating. That's not necessary. It's really not. It doesn't change anything except for your this moment and to enjoy life this moment. Let's be real. People we know and love are going to be impacted by this virus, and unfortunately, some of them may die. That is heartbreaking. That is absolutely heartbreaking. But until we're in that situation, we're still alive. And when we're letting ourselves be swallowed by the fear that we're creating by leaving this moment, my friends, we're not enjoying the gift of this day that happens to be the first day of spring, where nature is still springing forth with new life, which is what this situation is calling forth from us, new life. So it's not that we don't feel afraid, and it's not about denying it. It's about when we feel that fear bubbling up, taking a breath, maybe taking 2 or 3 or 4, finding that rhythm again in your body, and becoming aware of what are you thinking or focusing on in that moment that's creating that fear. Because this is the way it works. Our thoughts are always what creates our emotions, short of just the primal instinct. If a bus is coming at us, we just move, okay? And so the thoughts in any given moment that we have that are producing the fear response may not be accurate in that moment, may not apply. If I think of my nephew David on the front line at Mayo, and I start going, oh my gosh, what if David gets sick? Does he have enough? Does he have protection? What if and then what if he brings it to his family? And what about, like all of that? Oh my gosh, I am ramping up my fear and worry. Okay, yeah, I'm feeling afraid, but hold it. What am I thinking about? Is David in danger right now? No, he's not. Is David okay and well right now? Yes. Am I still alive right now? Yes. Do I want to live this day in fear, or do I want to live this day enjoying it all the more because of what's happening? Enjoying the simple things of life that we've taken for granted, whether it's a bird singing or the sunshine or rainfall, or even the mundane tasks like doing dishes and making beds and all of that. It is the hardest work I know of to practice staying in the moment, feeling our feelings, and then going, but hold it. Is that fear response based on what's really happening right now? Or can I go, yep, take a breath, and choose to focus on something more life-giving? That, my friends, is power. It's being able to stand in a place of being totally out of control on the surface and finding the power within. And as best I know, we can't do that alone, and we can't do that unless we trust that we're part of something bigger than what we can see. Like I said yesterday, that the river of life is bigger than just the little piece of whitewater we're navigating right now. Which is why I invite you to go back to your breath again and again. It connects you to your body. You can remember that, hey, you didn't have to make this oxygen, you just get to receive it. It can calm you, and it can bring you back to this moment. In this moment, In this moment, what's my response? How will I respond to the life I have in this moment? Anchored in abundance as the universal blueprint. Anchored in a God or source or creator that is at work through this, even if we can't always see it. And this is where sometimes our religions have let us down because we don't really get that. And I'll address that in some future ones. But for now, in the few minutes we have remaining, let's practice this together. Breath by breath, moment by moment, staying in the present, choosing how we're going to respond between the stimuli and our response, knowing that our real power lies in here, and all of us have the superpower of a Viktor Frankl if we choose to find it and claim it again and again and again and again and again and again. That's how we'll get through this. That's how we get to change ourselves to become something better through this. That's how new life will come about as a result of this. Are you with me, my friends? So let's take just right now, we're going to spend 2 or 3 minutes in silence. I invite you to sit back. If you're driving someplace, do not close your eyes. Put your feet on the ground if you can. Feel the support of the chair that you're in. Feel it supporting you, holding you in this place. Feet on the ground, the earth underneath you. And as you begin to breathe in, remembering this virus stops our ability to breathe. One way we can say forget it is we can make sure we're taking full breaths. We can defy this virus's power by saying, no, I'm going to breathe in life fully. Breathe it in, let it fill your body, and as you exhale, just like drop down even more into the chair you're sitting on. Feel your feet go into the earth. And just relax. Feel that rhythm that is continuing to flow through you, that rhythm of life. You didn't create it. That life was given you by someone else, something else. And let that rhythm of life flowing through you, being very conscious of it, help you connect with a rhythm in you, in your body. And with your next breath, I invite you to just really bring that breath to your heart space where that fear can oftentimes be bubbling up. And just breathe into that heart space. Let that breath be like new life, dissipating the fear, the worry, the concern. Just really, it's okay. It's okay. Right now, you're safe. Right now, all is well. Right now, in this moment, you are alive, my friend. And if those thoughts of fear and worry bubble back up again, I get it. Take another breath and just check. Is that accurate? Is that true for this moment? And if it's not, then just go back to that gift. Just go back to that gift. Go back to gratitude. Just give yourself something else to focus on. One of my prayers has been, open my heart to your love. It's just an anchor for me. Open my heart to your love. And now I invite you to take 3 more breaths in a ritual I do with all my clients. And On the inhale, just simply say yes. Yes to you wanting to cooperate with how God, the divine, wants to work for you and through you in this situation to bring new life and love and healing, to guide you, and then thank you on each exhale. 3 times yes, yes to that guidance, to that support, to that life, to that love. And then a thank you on the exhale. This is the practice, my friends. Moment by moment by moment, staying present to yourself, acknowledging what's there, and then checking. Is it accurate? And how am I going to respond to me? How am I going to respond to this moment? Be well, be safe. Love you all. My prayers are with you. If this has supported you, please, please share it with people, because the fear is there, and I'm struck by how many people do not really know how to navigate it. So please share, and I'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. I hope you will be too. Blessings on you all. Bye-bye.